Hi, this is house into a farm. This is a backyard of the house, and I got this garden last year, June. It was a winter, and grass was dry. I started this garden from the scratch. For 15 years, nobody did any gardening here, so all the backyard was just grass, just like this, only dry when I get here. And everything you see, I've done it myself from the scratch. And now I'll give you a tour around the yard. There's a pumpkin growing. I didn't plant it on a purpose. It happened by accident. I had this compost place, and I've been throwing all the scraps from kitchen, and seeds start growing. And when the season comes, I didn't touch it and let it go wild. There is several different types of pumpkin growings here. The big white pumpkins. These dark leaves, it's gems growing. And there is another one growing, a butternut pumpkin. So you can see the leaves are different. Butternut pumpkin, white pumpkin, and a gem squash. I made this garden vegetable bed. As you can see, I use Precon blocks. Pull it out all the grass 20 centimeters down, because the roots are very deep of this grass that you see growing here. And to grow vegetables, it's been replaced Precon blocks here and there, and the old one I used to build this garden bed. But because of the dog, I need a higher bed. So I did this later because I was needed more space for vegetables. There's banana trees. I replanted from the front. This is a fig tree. This butternut growing also by accident. I plant here a lemon tree, and I use some compost from composting place, and I guess seeds get here by accident and they start growing, so I didn't touch it. This is mulberry tree growing from the seed. Well, later I will have to replant it somewhere. I'll show you what condition this garden was. The grapes was dry and nearly died. So I have to disinfect them to save it. And this year I took cuttings from the grape and I grow new ones. The trees. There is a plum tree. Got rotten right through. I disinfected. It didn't die this year. So I will grow new one from cuttings as well. Peach tree. Enormous size, and many branches are broke by the weight of the fruits because I couldn't prune the tree properly. And that I did prune a little bit and had lots of fruits. And they were very heavy and they broke branches. So, as you can see, and all of them are here. Broken branches. There was more broken branches than just this tree on other trees as well. This is peach tree. It's almost died as well. It's totally dry. It survived this year. I disinfected, save it, and I'm gonna grow new one. This is a pear tree. Nice pears, good size. I did prune it as much as I could, and this year I'll fix it properly. It was too much things to do in this yard to fix it at once, so I couldn't manage it. There is another peach tree, also almost dead, and some branches are broke as well by the weight of the fruits. This is the left side of the grapes. There is only 2 survived, and there is the right side of the grapes. As you can see, it's a jungle, and there is a 3 of them survived and growing. So I'm gonna use cuttings from them as well, and I grow new grapes. There is my tomatoes. I plant them to replant later to another place, but there was no place to replant them, so they are growing wild. Here, a pepper growing, different kind, chilies, green peppers, all together. How it happened, I'll tell you later. They shouldn't grow together, green peppers and chilies, because they self-pollinated, and you can't use same seeds to sow next season. And there is a butternut pumpkin growing all the way from there. We're gonna go there now and I'll show you what happened there. There's a gate for a dog to not coming. I made it beds here from the very beginning. They are this size, and I made it 6 of them like this. I planned to plant some tomatoes, eggplants, cucumbers, but it didn't went the way I planned. Also use compost from the compost place, and the seeds got here, plus I get some mixed seeds of different pumpkins, and when I start grow them, I was need a place to plant it, and I just put them everywhere whenever I can. That's why it's such a jungle. There is zucchini growing, big pumpkin. There is a eggplants, brinjals they call it, and there's the whole yard. Look at this. So it is enormous space that I could use to grow vegetables, but it was just too much things to do for me alone, and I didn't manage to do it right way. There is another plum tree. The branches are broke by the weight of the fruits. I have a photo where the branches are literally were lying on the ground. So I will prune properly this time and see how it will go. As you see, it's a jungle. This potato, well, I just took the scraps, potato peels from the kitchen. I throw them here, and didn't expect anything to come out, same as the other places. Had to fix the soil, and that's why I throw with the all the scraps around the garden, dry leaves, grass, and so on, plus the kitchen scraps. Only later I learned that I don't have to pull grass out, and can put compost on top on a cupboard, and start grow vegetables. But I will fix it next season. So this year I'm not gonna do anything. All this grass has to be cut down. I'll put cardboard and I put compost on top of it, and there is enormous size of yard that I can grow vegetables. That's why it's gonna be huge, as big as a farm, or should I say mini farm. and it's got potentials. Here the soil was like this, didn't grow anything because of the trees, as you can see. There is also, it was a growing potato peels from the kitchen, and throw all the scraps, and now the soil is better. I'll fix it and make beds. So with the bottles, because to buy bricks to make so many beds in a whole yard is gonna cost too much. This is Japanese radish, growing nicely, and I'll also see what plants grow on a shade and which plants needs more sun. As you see, the soil is empty. I saw some seeds of the herbs, but they've been washed off by the rain and pulled out by the birds. Another problem that I have in a yard is the moles. As you can see, there is a bottle, small Coca-Cola bottle. I use them to put in holes where the moles digging out, and where I live in an area where there are lots of wind, and the bottles making a noise, and it scares away moles. I didn't see them for a whole season. This has been fixed, and some things are growing. This I'm gonna make beds for herbs to grow, so don't have to worry about them get washed away by the rain. Next year all this will get pulled out, or this year, next winter, and pumpkins and squashes will be grown probably on that field. It's an enormous field, and enough sun, and it will grow there. And here, as you can see, use pipes to make shading for tomatoes, cucumbers, but because this place had too much shade of the trees, from the trees, other side from the grapes, especially this apricot tree, it's enormous size. The sun never comes out. Yeah. And now it's evening, or should I say afternoon, and the sun going down and sun from this side is getting through. So I'm just showing you what I did, and later step by step each plant, each bed, how I did it, what mistake I make, and perhaps you can learn from it. As you can see, pumpkins are growing everywhere, and squashes, zucchinis, cucumbers, everything is in a big mess. So it was just too much at once, do it alone. But it will get fixed slowly. Now I know what to do, and I will share with you. Stay tuned.